So for students coming from Ghana, can they still, legalize it in Ghana or still bring it here and come and
No, as at now,
mm-hmm,
legalizing your documents here
mm-hmm,
won't be possible.
okay,
Yes, as at
mm-hmm,
now, to be fair,
okay,
legalizing your documents here at the mission won't be possible. So the best thing to do is to legalize it at the Italian embassy in Accra.
in Accra,
Yeah.
okay. Now let's come to visa situation in Ghana.
Okay.
Guys, there've been a lot of questions from you guys, and today the vice president is here to kind of like answer this question. So like a lot of Ghanaian students are actually experiencing a lot of challenges with the embassy. So we're first of all going to talk about the visa, and then we're going to talk about the scholarship documents, the processes, and all of that. So with the visa, now in Ghana, it's only you can only be your sponsor or that of a parent, okay, or someone in Italy. It's either the person is based in Ghana or here in Italy, and it's practically been a struggle for students coming in because they don't have their money first of all in their account, and their parents don't have their money. Okay, there are some that said okay, their uncles are willing to support them, family, friends, siblings. The majority of students are like, yeah, my sibling is working, he wants to sponsor me, but then he cannot. Do you care to share something on this whole situation since,
Right.
mhm,
My take on this subject
okay.
is, um, I mean, the subject itself is a very delicate issue,
Yep.
and mostly when you are talking about this
Mm-hmm.
subject and you are not careful,
Mm-hmm.
many people might take you out of context, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a delicate issue,
Mm-hmm.
and the union with the ministries of foreign affairs
Mm-hmm.
and also the Italian embassy as well
Okay.
are having negotiations to try and sort all this issue out on
Okay.
behalf of their students, especially the incoming students and
Okay.
students who are already studying in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Now the situation is the embassy requires that the students coming to study have the said amount or the required amount
Okay.
in your bank, or the bank statement should be in your name
Mm-hmm.
or that of your parents,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
So that they would be able to, know that truly you have this amount. Because the fear is,
Okay.
if it's mainly from a sponsor, they might not know like how genuine it is,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Let's say you give me a sponsorship letter
Mm-hmm.
for education,
Okay.
then I come to Italy, then you are no longer sponsoring the education. It's a bit of a worry.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, the burden might lie on the government. And I think
Okay.
now the country don't want to take those risks or those liabilities.
Again. Okay.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
So that is why now I think it has been more restrictive to your parents or yourself.
Okay.
So if, for instance, this is very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You are my sibling.
Okay.
You are ready to assist me in my education.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. There's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
The said amount can be transferred into the amount of the student.
Okay. It can be
You
transferred into
understand?
your account.
Yes. You need
Okay.
to have that money, and you should be able to account for the money in your bank account.
Exactly. Okay. So if probably um a number of the students coming didn't know that the amount is not going to be accepted from bank accounts or their other family members, siblings, uncles, and all of that. So in this instance, can they still get the amount to be transferred to them
Oh,
under
definitely.
the like it's just a month too for the visa
You
application?
know, most often in the requirement they
Okay.
give a period, right? There is a time period for the bank statement.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, this is my opinion that if your sibling is willing to sponsor you,
Mm-hmm.
he can transfer the said amount or give you like enough money in your bank account for you to use it to apply the uni. Because for instance, I mean, a student coming into Italy is not working ideally.
Yeah.
So under no circumstances are they being expected to earn that amount of money from, I mean, from themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you are coming to study and someone is willing to, I mean, assist you or sponsor you, and the embassy requires that the money should be in your name or in your own bank statement, you can transfer that particular money into your account
Okay.
to, I mean, apply for it. And
Okay.
also there should be like, I mean, that kind of consistency with your bank account, right? So that things does not look like much suspicious.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I think that I said earlier, these are my opinions and my suggestions to the subject, right? And incoming students should, I mean, plan ahead, because if you would like to study in Italy, just like in any other country, you know, financial, I mean, barriers are there. So
That's
within
true.
like 6 months, 5 months, you start preparing yourself towards that.
That's
So that
true.
by the time you are going to the embassy, you have the adequate bank statement and everything made ready. So that it will not be in a rush, like a month or two that you are going to, I mean, transfer some money to your bank account to make it more questionable. You prepare yourself like months before.
Okay. So guys, now we're going to go to the scholarship in Italy. But then first of all, I want to ask if there are, there are instances where people have the right things, they presented the right documents, they have the right amount in their bank account for the visa, they request for visa, and then they get rejected.
Yes, apparently there can be that situation, and as I said earlier, these matters are very delicate
Yeah, that's
because the embassy does not give like the specific reason why a student is rejected, and by law they are not obliged to in some cases.
That's true.
Yeah, by law.
That's true.
So the reason would be socio economic, I mean, reason. And socioeconomic reason, obviously there are many into it, right? So a student being rejected upon presenting all the right documents, I have less to say on that one, honestly, because the embassy will be in the best position to give us the right reasons why this student in question presented what was supposed to be presented, by yes or was refused visa. So these are some of the reasons why we are trying to, I mean, engage the various, I mean, missions to, I mean, elaborate on this subject and know the right way forward. So I think the students should hold their peace and, I mean, be calm so that we go through like the right procedures. And I know by the time we are through with everything, I mean, students would know the right things to do, and the embassy will also be, I mean, more than willing to give them the visa if they qualify for it.
Okay. So what would you advise anyone kind of like requesting for visa in Ghana or from anywhere? What do you think are some of the right things they need to do to kind of like increase their chances of getting visa? Though that is not like a 100% something, but then what are some of the things that, they can do?
Honestly, the best thing that every I mean Muslim looks for is your financial stability.
Okay.
Right? Because at the end of the day, you would not be a liability on the third country.
Okay.
So if you are ready to study, I think you should first have a good financial stability or a good financial statement to support your visa application, right? And also with the school documents, try to keep everything intact. And I know students do not mostly fail on that aspect because the student applying for school, getting admitted, will not fail in respective to like having the right educational document for visa. But the main issue is the financial statement that is required. So I think from now we should be, more cautious in respect to your financial statement. Immediately is clear. Yourself or your parents.
Yeah.
That is it.
That is it. That is it. That's true. Guys, I hope you guys got that. At the end of the day, there's one thing you must, I don't know, there's one thing you really have to understand. The embassy reserves the right to issue out visas to you or not. You can present all the right papers, you can present all the right things, and then they can decide not to still give it to you. You can present, there are a number of students that have, they just present it and then they get accepted and then they're able to, come in. So at the end of the day, instead of you feeling like it's a personal attack or anything like that, just see that as like, okay, the embassy deserves or reserves the right to either issue the visa or not. And then if it doesn't work, you try it probably another time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the irony is, if the documents are right, you definitely get a visa.
Mm-hmm.
So in one way or the other, for us,
Mm-hmm.
we feel like, oh, I have presented the right document,
Uh-huh.
but maybe there might be like, some one or two shortcomings within
That's
the
true.
document that was presented.
That's
And
true.
since the embassy does not state explicitly that this or that, you might not be able to, fish the right issue out.
Wow.
So
Okay.
sometimes it can also happen
Right
in that
now.
way.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think you need to make a critical analysis on your documentation whenever your visa is being refused. And also when your visa is refused, you stand the opportunity of appealing to the decision within 60 days.
Yeah, that's something a lot of people actually don't know about.
Yeah. The issue is it's been written on the letter,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they know.
Mm-hmm.
But the difficulty around this situation is it needs to be done in Rome.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it
Okay.
needs to be done in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are not in Rome, how can you do that?
It might be very difficult. It
Yes,
might be
so
very
that
difficult.
is the issue.
Okay.
I'm applying to study in Italy,
In Ghana.
and I would like, let's say
Mm-hmm.
you are being denied
Mm-hmm.
based on financial, purposes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How then will you be able to appeal for a
Mm.
lawyer to, make a case for you in Rome?
No. Okay.
Come to think of it, you are in
Yeah.
Ghana.
I get it.
You know.
I get it.
So if you are not having a family or a relative here in Italy, it's very difficult.
Difficult. Okay.
Ever since I engaged in student affairs, it's only one person that I've seen have appealed to the decision from the embassy. And I
Wow.
think they are still in court on it. So
Wow.
we are
Okay.
waiting for the outcome
Out-
of the
Okay.
situation.
Okay. So now let's talk about the scholarships in Italy. Which scholarship are you on in Casino? Which?
Yeah, I have the DSU. So the DSU is Right to Study Scholarship.
Okay.
Every region has it.
Okay.
Every region has it.
Okay.
And the moment you get enrolled in a university, you qualify for it. Now, here's the best thing about Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Italy gives scholarship to students irrespective of your nationality,
Mm-hmm.
irrespective of where you are coming from.
Okay.
So whether you are EU assimilated, and we have category of students is in threefold. They have the let's say the EU students,
Mm-hmm.
that is including the Italian citizen and every citizen under the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
EU assimilated,
Mm-hmm.
students with residence permits or students who are legally
Mm-hmm.
allowed to stay in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the extra EU students,
Mm-hmm.
which are, people coming from outside the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works. So these three category of students is the entire student body in every university.
Okay.
And every student upon enrollment qualify for the scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
The statistic once depends on your credit,
Mm-hmm.
your credit score. Let
Mm-hmm.
me put it that way. So
Yeah.
every scholarship after your first year, you need to satisfy an amount of credit before you be issued or you be given, the subsequent scholarship opportunity. So that's how it works. And also, here's the thing: if you are being paid the first one upon enrollment, if you don't satisfy the required credits,
Mm-hmm.
you have to pay back the amount given. That's how it works with the regional scholarship.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay back or maybe let's say you get enrolled
Mm-hmm.
within the first year, you transfer or you, change school or you leave school entirely, you need to pay back the amount that you've received from the scholarship body.
Okay. So can you talk to us a bit about the process? Though it was within Italy, what were some of the processes you went through
All
to
right.
kind of like apply for the scholarship?
As I said earlier, every student have their required documents to use to apply for. For myself, I need the essay to be done before I can apply. So it's very simple. I enter into my portal, and you need SPADE if you're already in Italy. It's a requirement now. So instead of registering on the scholarship portal, you easily access it with your SPADE. Yes. So I enter with my SPADE. Everything has been laid out, whether in Italian or in English. So I enter my details, my credit that I have, and everything. I proceed with my, geographical details, which is where I live, my residence. I provide all those information. I proceed on. Then you will select the kind of offers you would like to receive from the scholarship body. Whether you need accommodation only, you need the scholarship only, or you want both of them. And also we have Erasmus grants that we give to students. So when you are applying, you select the kind of offers that you want the scholarship body to give you.
Okay. So now with all of that done, how was that? How did you go through the process the first time? I know your parents or your family are based here. So usually those applying from outside Italy, you need to provide the income documents, you need to provide that of the, family composition, that of the properties and, movable assets. In your case, were you also, was there a need for you to present that?
I was supposed to do that, but in Italy, it has all been summed up under the ISEEUP. Yes. So, and now even with international students, we have something called the ISEEUP or ISEEUP. Yes, for the students. So, I don't need those property declaration and everything from my home country because I'm legally residing here. So I just need the ISEE in replace of those ones. And even with them, when you get all those documents, that is, fully authorized from your home country or within your mission here in Italy, you send it to a CAF. And with the CAF, we have authorized CAF that, operates in that session. So once they also give you the green light, you do the ISEEUP, then you use the ISEEUP to apply for the scholarship. And sometimes the scholarship body takes the ISEE directly from the
database. That's actually true. Like those outside Italy, where in Ghana can you get? I don't know if you have any idea about that, but then where in
honestly,
Ghana?
To be fair, I don't really have the specific agencies for that. That is what we are trying to sort it out with the mission. So that we will know the right offices for this particular document. You understand? So everything is under process in regards to this one especially because in Ghana can't be like go to this office or go to that office. Unlike here we have CAF. So you go to CAF, present your documents, your code and everything will just start coming out for you to get the right document. But in Ghana we don't have that yet. Yes, so that is like the struggle as of now. Yes.
Okay, so a question that I've been meaning to ask you because I've gotten so many questions, around that is, can students bring their document, the scholarship document, what they're actually going to use to apply for the documents? Usually when any regional scholarship guidelines come out, they're like students should, translate, legalize the documents in their home country. And then in instances, crucial instances where you're not able to, legalize it in your home country, then you can bring it here and then, go to your supposed embassy in Italy, get it, get it translated and all of that sorted out. Then you go to the prefectura and legalize it. But then they said what in excruciating instances. But then there have been students that have made claims that they've had issues in the past where they actually sent the document for legalization in the in the Italian embassy, and then the documents never returned to them. It was a claim. So because of that, I don't know, they did hear an information somewhere that they're supposed to bring the documents rather to Italy instead of taking it to the embassies in their home countries, which is the guideline from the scholarship board. They're supposed to bring it to Italy and get it legalized. Please, can students bring their documents to Italy and get it legalized by their various
Yes,
embassies?
it's done. It's
Mm-hmm.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Even some students from other countries that do not have their mission here
Mm-hmm.
in Italy,
Mm-hmm.
they I know some students take it to France, as
Okay.
far as France, to get
Okay.
their document legalized
Legalized. Okay.
at their France mission,
Okay.
and they later bring it back to Italy to have it done.
Okay.
Ideally,
Mm-hmm.
if you enter into Italy,
Mm-hmm.
then you have your student permit.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst you are living here, your mission here can do that process for you.
For you, okay.
So there is no need to take it back home for that legalization to be done.
Okay.
Once you're already here, you can present all the right documents, then your mission here would authenticate it for you. Then you take it to the CAF, you apply for the ISEEUP.
Okay. But in this instance, these students are coming from Ghana, and then
Ghana
they
has
don't
a
want to legalize it.
Ghana have special, like, I mean, we have a special problem in regard to that. That's why I say, like, we are working towards it.
Okay.
Ghana's case is special, you know, we are special. So, I mean, they should keep calm. Everything will be fine in a little while.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a special case, so ours is a bit reserved for now.
A bit reserved, okay. So for students coming from Ghana, can they still, legalize it in Ghana or still bring it here and come and
No, as at now, legalizing your documents here won't be possible.
Okay.
Yes, as at now, to be fair,
Okay.
legalizing your documents here at the mission won't be possible. So the best thing to do is to legalize it at the Italian embassy in Accra.
In Accra.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the best thing to do now.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. That is good.
Yes.
So I hope you guys got it. All of you with the questions around bringing a document here rather to come and legalize it. Please legalize it in Ghana before, applying for the scholarship or before, coming into the system so that you're good on that.